Mamma mia! Mamma mia!
Nope. Nope.
Mamma mia!
This is Jason from Retro Gaming Asylum. Welcome to Game Masters.
Number 20. Number 20. We finally reached episode number 20, Brandy, and nobody's canceled us. That's almost a half a year. Can you believe that?
That is crazy. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that we're here now.
Wait, what are you trying to say?
I thought I was about to disappear for a minute with all the storms and everything coming on through. I really thought it was about to, you know, kill everything over here with the internet and the pixelation. And
well,
you
it
were
seems
like,
to
"Are
be
you
okay
still
right
there?"
now. Yeah.
Let's hope.
Yeah,
We'll see.
Yeah, it should be good. Yeah, we're getting like this weather system that's coming through that's going to drop, like for us only like an inch and a half of rain, but I think Brandy's going to get like 3 or 4. She's going to be swimming in her basement pretty soon.
Yeah.
You did say you wanted a pool,
Love
right?
it. Well, I preferably an outdoor pool, but I guess if it's indoors, here we go.
Well, you
Good thing
better
I
get that
can
bathtub
swim.
cleared out.
I know I might need to float in that.
All right. So I got to tell this story really quick before we get going here, guys. Brandy, we'll say hi to everybody in the chat, but as people are coming in here, we want to make sure everybody can hear this. So you know how you see it's not even Halloween yet, and you see you see people out there, they're like itching to get going. Did you see the commercial with what's her name, and she says it's not time yet, Mariah Carey, and she's like, it's not time yet, right? So my wife wanted a brand new Christmas tree because our other one was like falling apart. It was old and whatever, but she wanted a Balsam Hill Christmas tree. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody knows anything about Balsam Hill, they are expensive. But again, this is going to play into what we're talking about tonight. Okay. So just ride this roller coaster with me here. Okay. I promise there's a point. Okay. So these trees will range anywhere from $400 all the way up to $1,500. Now we didn't spend $1,500 on a Christmas tree.
That's a lot of video games.
That's you picking up what I'm putting down, right? So
yeah.
So she really wanted this, and I was like, okay, well we'll get it. You know, with working now and everything like that, I was like, all right, we'll get it, and we can have the brand new tree. She's like, it's going to be an heirloom. So I'm like making mental notes and stuff like that. So, yeah, right here, happy wife, happy life, right? I get this. So the next time I want an expensive video game, that gets written down in Steve's book of life in his head. So I get to whip that sucker out because we all know last week I mentioned about the Flintstones game, and that's right around the $1,200 mark. So I can stretch a little bit, right? I'm allowed to do that. So,
whatever you say. If that works for you, you let us all know.
I will let you know. Well, so the tree.
I don't know if it works that way.
Well, the tree came today. Okay, so she's upstairs right now. I don't even know if she's watching the show. Probably not. But she's upstairs right now, making room. We're moving Sophia's stuff from one side of the room to the other, where she had to. The playground and everything like that, her little kitchen. And she wants to set this tree up because she wants to see how this is. Now, even for my standards, every year I want to put the tree up the last week of October because it's usually the warmest. So, because I usually like freeze my butt off outside when I'm, putting the lights and stuff up. So I'm going to do that this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But she's up there right now putting this tree up. Her and my daughter, they probably got jingle bells going. And here today, you wanted to talk. Well, we got some games that we're going to talk about that not only we played but picked up. Got some spooky games, right? Because we're in spooky season.
Yeah, not Christmas yet. At least give Halloween its day.
Well, I've never been a big Halloween person, to be quite honest. I am a big Christmas person. I skip right over Thanksgiving. To me, Thanksgiving is the pre-show to Christmas, okay? And I'm probably going to make a lot of people mad. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm thankful. I'm thankful we get to celebrate Christmas, so.
Yeah, it moves pretty quick, too. It's like once you get there, it flies on by. And then next thing you know, you're like, man, it's a new year already.
Yeah. And so then tonight I was out with my son. We were out hunting. He last night I shot a deer. Sorry if people are like anti-hunters, but I'm a hunter. And we eat venison all winter long. So that's some people buy a cow. We hunt venison. So I got my deer last night. I can get a few more, but he wanted to go out. So I took him out tonight. I said to Brandy, I said, well, if we're cutting it close, you know what happened. So here we are. We made it. He didn't see nothing tonight, but we're gonna take him out Monday and see what happens. But yeah, I've been burning the candle at both ends. What about on your end?
I had a birthday. I went a little crazy.
43.
No, still in my 30s. You're a little dyslexic on that, but yeah, I've just been, finding some games, going to different game stores, getting a bunch of toys, random things. So you guys have to stay tuned because I don't even know what I did.
Wait a second. This girl was so busy on her birthday weekend. I tried to be a nice guy and call her, not only to say happy birthday on the phone, but
yeah,
I was at a game store and I was going to show her these Vectrex games that were complete in box and everything like that. So I was going to show you really quick and then let you go. And you're like, I have all of them. Thank you. And I was just like, oh, okay. Well, I didn't know you had them complete in box. And I thought the boxes were actually in good shape, to be quite honest.
Yeah, most of them I do. There are some that I don't have the boxes for, but I at least have the overlays and the carts for every single game on the Vectrex. And then
what about that joystick looking thing? That thing looked, that was like $300.
Well, yeah, that's the regular controller.
Oh, okay. And complete in box. So that was that
much.
Was it a good price for it?
Probably. I know they're up there. That's why I ended up getting one from BD Retro Mods.
Oh, so you didn't have
So they're no. Like I have the original controller that came with it, but I don't have a sealed one. But I wanted another controller to actually play, so that's why I buy from BD Retro Mods, because I don't want to put wear and tear on the original. I'd rather
that's smart.
His nice high quality stuff that plays well. I'd rather save the money of buying, multiple replacements,
Which reminds me, I got to send out that joystick for the TriCaster to BD Retro Mods. He's going to solder it on the chipset that I need onto it for my. I can get it. I just need it before convention season next year. And Chase says, I spent some money on Brandy's birthday. LRG got my wallet on Saturday.
Yeah, Limited Run Games, they had their 10-year anniversary or something. So I would have loved to go to that because that was on my actual birthday.
That was down in Carolina, right? North Carolina?
Yeah, North Carolina. So it would have been fun to go there, but I was all over the place. We were going to different game stores, toy stores. When you called, I didn't see that you called. And then when I grabbed the phone, it was like missed call. And then I was like, oh no.
Well, honestly, all joking aside, I actually just thought you were filming and you just hit decline. And that's what I assumed. But that's why I shot the video, because I was like, well, if there is something here that you want, and it was one of them, I would have picked it up for you and just mailed it to you. But because I don't do anything with the Vectrex, and I thought, well, if you didn't have them, I don't ever see Vectrex games in that store.
Yeah, you never see them, and that was a great deal. So someone who does not have one should definitely go to where you were.
Yeah, that was. So I was, believe it or not, I was on the hunt for some other types of games. I was looking for TurboGrafx games, and I'll show you the games that I did pick up later on. But an interesting question was brought up last week when we were doing the podcast. Somebody in the chat room, we were just talking about my wife and spending money on video games. Brandy, you went out and bought some video games. A lot of guys in the chat room, you're talking about video games. But one thing that was brought up last week is, how do you do this? How do you still afford video games, retro video games, whatever it is? Like, how do you afford to do that? With the prices constantly increasing. And that's something we want to talk about today. And we want to shout out the folks that actually sent in videos. We got 2 people that sent in videos this week. Very, very good information. Yes. So you want to stay tuned for that later on.
And we have a lot of people in the chat too. So
yes,
we
give them a
definitely
shout
appreciate everyone who's stopping on by. Of course, we have Chase. He's actually first this time.
Yeah, every squirrel finds a nut once in a while.
Yeah, and he has some great stuff. He said, patience, always be looking, networking, conventions, trading, relationship building, give back to the community, more than what you take. And then Arkansas Picker. He sells dollar games at his yard sale. So like he even has some tips, but we have some more stuff coming. We have Intellivision Gamer in the chat, and he's laughing about it didn't mention working a lot of double time at work. And then we have Triple Play, who looks like Isaac.
I think it's Meat Grips.
Here. Okay. And then we have Mr. Gretzky. He's also getting Rain there. And then we have Tim Keller in the chat. And Justin Yates. I do a lot of trading, collectibles, and vintage shirts for games.
I like Daryl's. Nice. I like Daryl's new handle. I believe that's him. The best in the the best in the world RKO. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. Yeah, it's Isaac. See,
yeah.
you sniffed him out.
I know, because the picture,
Yeah, the picture gave it away. They show the YouTube at names now. Oh, okay. They're not show. Oh, that's weird. Maybe that's why they were breaking on us last week. But you chat room folks weren't the only ones that asked that question. In fact, when we had that party, the drum party, when my daughter's friends were over here, that was the first thing that they asked after they saw. I said, "Do you think I'm crazy?" He was like, "No. What I want to know is how do you afford all this stuff?" That's the question that's come out. You guys also made that, so Brandy and I were like, "Well, let's talk about that." But Brandy, we actually have some news today that we could talk about.
Oh no.
Yeah, so we're gonna run the bumper for the news. We haven't done that in a while, so check it out.
Hi, this is William Jackson from Millennium Flashbacks. You're watching the Game Masters on YouTube.
I just love those bumpers. They make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
Mm-hmm.
Not really.
Whatever you say.
Not really. All right. Anyways, did you see this? A rare NES platform.
I did.
Platformer Little Samson is coming to Switch in 2026.
I know.
How cool is that?
This is what everyone's speculating is going to happen on the price. So ultimately, people are going to sell the game, but then it's going to go up like 30%.
Oh, I don't think the price is going to... I mean, look at the games that are out there now. The games that are already out there. It's not going to go down.
They're comparing it to the other stuff, where it'll like... A bunch of people will panic sell right now, and then it'll start to get more rare again, and then it'll go up in price.
Well,
they said it happened with like Chrono Trigger and a few other games or something. I don't know which ones, but everyone's been speculating, so I'm trying to follow up because I don't own it yet.
Yeah, I have it, but I wouldn't be I wouldn't be hesitant to buy a second copy if I could get it really cheap, especially right now.
I can get it cheap.
Yeah,
I think I'd have to do it.
If you can get it cheap, that's the way to do it. Yeah, that's kind of an interesting idea. I can't see that though, because I mean, think about all the other ones that were remade. They didn't really go through that. They really didn't go through that process, if you will, like some of the folks are saying.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that they're wrong because I don't want it to go up. I'm just a little worried that it may.
I don't think it'll go up. I also don't think it'll go down in value.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. I don't think the original is going to go down in value. I mean, if anything, it's going to bring more attention to it. If you want my honest opinion, because think about the NES competition from 1990, the Championship Series. Mm-hmm. That brought so much attention to that people it actually raised the price of the original carts that were.
Well, those are so rare.
They're rare as it is, but T-shirts, people were looking for T-shirts from that. I mean, the price on that stuff, it just went up. It was ridiculous. So I personally don't think the price is going to come down. If anything, I think it's going to go up. Battletoads and Double Dragon didn't go up.
30% that they're all saying. I think it will.
You think it'll go up?
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying. They're saying it right now. People are going to panic sell, but then it will go up at least 30% more.
But people aren't going to buy it for that price. They're just I don't see it. All right, let's do this. Let's do a quick poll. Who in the chat room thinks that Little Samson's price will go up and people are going to panic sell. Put a let's say put a 1 in the chat. Who thinks that the price is going to go down? Put a 2 in the chat. And we've got Castlemania Games in the chat room. What's going on there, Castlemania Games?
Oh, very nice. Very cool.
Well, so
stay the same.
So Castlemania Games, some folks were saying that with Little Samson coming out on the Switch in 2026, it's obviously a remaster, that people are going to panic sell the NES version, which is going to cause it to go down in price, but then it's going to shoot back up in price when people just come to their senses. I guess that's the consensus. Am I right?
Okay, we got a bunch of people. Number 2.
It looks like a 50-50 in there.
That's hard. I don't know. I just hope I get it before it goes up in price. That's all I care about.
Listen, if it goes down in price, I'm all for it because that's only going to make it better for the collectors. But I just don't know. I mean, I can't see it dropping tremendously in price.
It's so hard to say.
Yeah,
it really is just so hard.
Castlemania Games is saying the same thing. People aren't going to panic sell. I don't think so either. But if they do, I'll be there waiting in the wings. But I mean, let's face it though. The people that are holding on to Little Samson right now are collectors. They're not people that want to play the game.
Yeah.
If you want to play the game, you're going to get the 2026 Switch version of it, right?
Yeah, or you'll just emulate it, or you'll find other reproduction copies. You'll do what you want if you're going to play it. It's really just like the collectors who, have it at the moment.
So let me throw this out there. Do you think this is Nintendo's way of also trying to take those games and put them back into circulation so that people stop keeping the original Nintendo and collecting the original Nintendo games? Do you think, or maybe am I going too much conspiracy theory on that?
Probably. I think it's like a way to market on us collector crowds who like retro gaming. They want to bring the old stuff and also like keep retro alive. You want to keep that, but then capitalizing on all of us who are going to buy the limited editions or the collector's editions or, all that. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. I just I don't know. I think we're expecting a lot, and I don't know. I just don't personally foresee it. One of the other things that came up to I don't know if you saw it as well. This was kind of a shock to me, actually, was Super Mario 3D All-Stars. This was discontinued. They stopped selling it back in 2021. You can still find it if you're lucky here and there. But they actually put out an update, and you need this update in order to play the game, apparently. 1.1.4 is the update.
Jeez.
So I actually have 2 copies of this. I have one that's open, and then I have one that is sealed. Do you have this for Switch 1?
I do. I got it for like $20 on Facebook Marketplace before it shot up.
Yeah, I got it right when they came out as well. I did the whole thing too. I bought 2 of them because I wasn't gonna be caught with my pants down, so to speak, with it. Castlemania Games says, I think companies like Nintendo and Sony hate that we have our old stuff, but not enough to do anything to stir the retro market. Yeah, and I'm kind of with it. I'm kind of with them on this because I personally don't think, and we'll see what happens in 2026. But I personally don't think we're going to see the game fluctuate more than a couple of bucks. I'm just gonna. That's my mentality, and we've seen that. Brandy, Little Samson has hit a. If you look at price charting, it's hit a pinnacle, and then it started dropping down. Now it's coming back up again. But it's always fluctuated about $50 to $80. Have you seen that?
Yeah, and that kind of happens with some of those more like high-end games because every so often I'm doing, GameCube pickup videos where, I'm going for the set or like certain N64 games and stuff like that. And then I just take a trip back down memory lane and I look at the price charting history and I start to see, wow, it started coming down in price and now it's kind of going back. So like, it is very odd. I mean, we all know like pre-pandemic prices are way gone, but I feel like a lot of things did start to dip since like that time. But like now I'm seeing things like fluctuate and then, everything with, that's going on in the world and the government shutdowns. One of the stores that I went into this weekend, they said that a lot of people were coming in and selling their collections because they were concerned because they're laid off at the moment. And they were saying that they're actually buying a lot more at this time than I guess selling, but they're buying a lot because of the market and everything going on with the jobs and the government.
So here's something for everybody out there, and I kind of want to get everybody's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a local mom and pop shop for video games.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was there, the owner, which I'm not going to call out the owner because he's not doing anything wrong. I'm just not going to call him out and embarrass him like that. Not that it would be embarrassing, but he had a bunch of Xbox One and Series X games on his counter. I said, "Oh, did somebody bring them in?" He looked at me and just like I was from Mars. He goes, "Nobody is buying Xbox games. Nobody's selling Xbox games." He goes, "In fact," he's like, "I'm done taking in Xboxes on trade. I'm done taking Xbox. I'm done taking in Xbox Series X systems for trade." So, like, are you seeing that in your stores and whatnot now? Like, there are bigger stores like the Exchange and whatnot. They're still doing it because I asked them flat out. Are you seeing mom and pop shops stopping and putting signs up that says we do not take Xbox games and Series X systems or anything like that in your area?
I'm gonna have to look around. I haven't noticed anything, but I can see that being something because I've been in the stores before and I would see a whole bunch of Xbox, and I'm just wondering if some of that stuff is selling.
All right. So what I'm trying to do here,
I feel like they have more.
Chase sent us a photo. I was wondering why my phone was blowing up for a second there. Chase had sent us a photo here. I'm going to see if I can pull it up here for you guys on the stream. And Chase, feel free in the chat room to kind of discuss this a little bit. I'm gonna do my best to pull it up here. Of course, it's why I'm the Tech Buzz, right? This is why we do this. All right, here we go. And then he can kind of tell us what this is.
He just did in the chat.
All right, you want to read it in the chat?
He said that if you want to check out this, it's a 4-figure crazy thing. The first 150 people in line got a swag with only 150 foil variants made of this Shantae game.
And of course he got one.
And then sold. So one of the sold prices was for $798, and then the next one sold for $1,699.
Wow. So how much are you selling it for, Jason?
He's like, yeah, probably not for sale. And now they're going, oh, okay. See, now people are posting them for $10,000, $1,000, $1,000, $1,600, $1,900.
Hey, somebody said FOMO is real. You're not kidding.
There are people that would want it because there's only 150 of those. So, I can see how, people would be crazy just to. That's
right.
That's wild.
That is.
I can't imagine.
Well, and so limited run. Since we're still in the news section here, limited run is actually on October 31st. Going to put I think there was 10 games, Brandy.
I did see that.
That you can order if you didn't get a chance to go to their 10th anniversary. You can order them. So if you're into that, now I don't know if you have to wait 10 years to get the game, but
probably a year or two.
But you can at least go on and pre-order them, I believe, or order them on Friday. I joke about that, but you can go on Friday and do that.
There was Fear Effect and a bunch of others. I just recognized Fear Effect.
Now, Castlemania Games, they're supposed to be they had me sign up for this affiliate thing, right? And so I did. I signed up for it. But he's like, oh, if you need anything, I'm calling him out live because he didn't check my email. So I'm kind of a little bitter about that. I'm just kidding. He's like, oh, let me know if you need anything. So I sent him an email. That was 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, bro, come on, man. Come on. And then he found my other email address and they were soliciting. No, I'm just, what I was going to say is Castlemania Games is not like limited run. So if anybody wanted to know, you don't have to wait a year for your product.
Yeah, they're much better. I've bought some things in the past.
And
the stuff comes in way faster.
Yeah, he was up at Portland. Okay, he's a little swamped. I'll cut him some grace. I was actually half joking. I like Castlevania games.
We all know you like to give everyone a hard time.
If he knew me, that's what I do.
A hard time.
Hey,
yeah.
Just remember something, okay, Miss? I had a birthday. I still have my trophy from Pittsburgh Gaming Expo, where I beat the Nerdgasm crew on Marvel vs. Capcom, and right here, baby, right there.
Yep,
something you don't have.
There you go.
Spider-Man and Hulk, baby. You got to give it to me. That's why,
because we give you a hard time. So you want to give everyone else
Castlevania games. See what I've got to deal with every week in and week out on the show, and then you wonder why I got to give crap out to people. This is what I get. This is honestly what I get.
I know that is one convention that I do want to get out to, though.
Of Pittsburgh, we were just there this year.
No,
where have
Portland.
You been? Oh, Portland. Portland would be fun. It's a bit of a travel with the prices of flights. I'm curious, Castlevania games. Where are you based out of? I'd love to know what you paid for your flight. Because I mean, just to go to Arkansas, what was it? Almost $1,000.
My gosh, it was so much.
It was ridiculous.
Money. I could have stayed in a hotel for like $1.
Oh, he drove. He must be within driving distance. Oh, he's in Seattle. Okay. But yeah, that's one of the reasons. Like, I won the tickets to what was the other PAX. Yeah, I won the tickets for that on the social, and they sent them to me 4 days before PAX. And I'm like, all the hotels are sold out, all the flights are through the roof. I was like, just give it to somebody else. I'm cool that it's awesome that you guys had me win, but yeah, unfortunately, so I didn't get to go. But yeah, it's the U.S. Everything is in driving distance. It might just take a few days. Yeah,
the few days part is what I have a problem with.
Yeah. But I know next year I want to try to get to some of these other conventions that are not just Ohio and PA based. I want to get to some of these other ones because there's a bigger world out there.
And you're stuck over there with your little trophy.
Listen, at least I got a trophy.
I have plenty of trophies from my life accomplishments. I don't need a little gaming one to inflate my ego, you know? You're
just mad because I got one and you didn't. Castlevania Games says, I'll be at Midwest Gaming Classic. That's another one that we want to try to get to.
Yeah, we do want to get out there.
Classic Game Fest. Where's Classic Game Fest?
Is that one in Texas?
That I don't know. I've never heard of Classic Game Fest. Yeah. It's in Houston. There you go.
Okay. I figured.
She did a quick Google.
No. Yeah, in my head. I can picture some of the logos and the colors and the because I follow all these places on social media
so
and I see all the
them.
Pictures and I watch the video. Yeah, I do. I like to dream of things that I'll never see. Right. You know.
Now, are you gonna Castlevania games? Are you gonna fly or are you gonna drive to those? I would hope you're gonna fly. That's a bit far from Seattle. Yeah.
Well, I guess sometimes if they're setting up a booth and stuff with their products, I mean, how do you fly with all that?
Well, that's I would hope he was shipping them. I mean, that's how we used to do it with NAB. As companies, we box everything up, we freight ship it, and then it shows up on a pallet, and then you open it up the day before the show as you're setting up.
That's too complicated for my life.
See, he's saying the same thing. They're just UPSing it to the hotel. They'll do that or FedEx it.
Smart.
Yep.
Yeah, that was too complicated for me to process, so that's good.
Yep. Come to Raleigh. There you go, Mr. Gretzky. So that's one of the things I think we are looking at, especially for the summer, where I could take a vacation and go down there a little bit. Chase has been after me about it, so. But yeah, I think that's all the news we have for today. So why don't we get into what we're playing right now? What do you think, Brandy? Especially since we're in
spooky season.
Spooky season. Let's take a look.
Hey, this is Michael Rickard from Wildcard Video Games. You are watching Game Masters on YouTube. Enjoy.
That's fine.
All right. So, do you know what this game is?
Oh, I bought it. That's cool.
I didn't buy it, and I didn't get a chance to get it, and I really, 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 really want this game because, well, it's an NES port. What do you think of it?
I mean, it's cool that they're still doing, this stuff, and it's kind of like weird that like Spirit Halloween, I guess, like picked it up and had it for sale, and then of course it sold out real quick, and everyone was selling them for much more.
Much more.
So it is pretty neat. Yeah.
So I was playing the ROM online. That's how I got to play it, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually pretty good. Like, I'm gonna mess with it." So if anybody has any leads on getting this for the NES, the actual physical, without having to pay $100 and some, let me know, because I'd gladly pay the $60 for it, but I'm not paying $100. I don't want it that bad. It just looked like a fun game, so I picked it up. But you got a creepy one. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, so if anyone missed out on my channel, I did 20 horror games on the Nintendo GameCube. And this one right here is actually a fun one. So I don't know if anyone knows about The Hunter, The Reckoning, or any of the other games that they have for this. But this one is really, a lot of people say that it's often repetitive because you're really just going around like slashing away at the enemies, but it's a lot of fun, and you can kind of just pick up and go. You gotta like help people along the way, but just look at that, you're just beating up the enemies there. It's like endless going,
endless zombie killing.
Yeah, pretty much. And they have like different enemies and stuff, and the other games are really great too. So they do have it for like the original Xbox and the PS2, but this was the one that they had on the GameCube. So I've been going through a lot of those games, and I even found like a little hidden gem on the GameCube. There's one of the games, you'll have to watch the video. One of the games has a mini game that's kind of like Super Ghouls and Ghosts type of thing. So you have to watch that.
Nice.
Added him too.
Hey, can we get? Oh, there was no sound. I'm sorry, Daryl. After that was over, the question is, for those that have been asking, yeah, we got it back. There's a little bit of a delay. For those that were asking, can somebody post in Gamer Ahmer's YouTube channel in the chat room? Because I have so many of the chat rooms open, it's not even funny.
Is that just like the www.youtube?
Yeah, I just want to make sure, because if you're not an operator or a mod in my channel, what's going to happen is it might not show up. Yeah, when the video transcended or started to play the other one, it kicked the audio off. So you only missed like 2 seconds. We were just asking if somebody could post this link in the chat room.
Oops.
Did it block it?
Oh, no, I don't know.
You got to put it in my chat room. I think Castlemania Games is in my chat room.
I'm not in your chat room.
Oh, slacker. All right, I'll put it. I'll see. Can somebody, Richadello, can you put her link in there for us? Or Chasen? Chasen, you have to be in my chat room because he's not going to see it. The wrench is dead. Yeah, I don't know why. What the heck here? Hang on. Let me do this.
Here, I might be able to do it. Let's figure this out. Live on the
add a moderator. All right, there we go. Managing. Let's do standard. Let's see if we can do that. Richadello, now you should be able to do it. There we go. Oh, Chasen came over and did. Where is Chase here? In the game closet did it. He was over there sleeping. I don't see Chase in my chat room. But if he comes over, I'll add him as a moderator too, so that way he can do it. So if you're wondering why there's only a few people in my chat room, that's because a lot of people are in her chat room, and we're on Facebook, and we're on Twitch, and so it's hard to keep up with everybody.
We have a bunch of people watching.
We got a bunch of people watching from all over and bringing the chats in. So Oh, here's
and then
Chasen.
listening and stuff too.
All right, I'm gonna add Chase as a moderator so that way he can, if he has to bounce back and forth,
Perfect.
give him some power.
Yeah,
Okay.
I forgot I could do that. That's actually pretty helpful.
All right, so both of them got it. They both got wrenches, so we're in good shape. Okay, so sorry for that little bit of 15 seconds without audio. You could make your buddy Daryl a mod. I could make my buddy Daryl a mod. I didn't know my buddy Daryl would want to be a mod. We can do that. I'm okay with that.
It's a lot of responsibility. No, I'm
With
kidding.
great power comes great responsibility. All right, I made my buddy Daryl a mod. I don't do this often. I don't make mods often, so I don't know. But at least now you guys got powers to post links. That makes it easier for us because God knows I got enough on my plate here to switch, videos. Just so you guys know, this is why I always ask somebody else to type a link in the chat room here because I'm too busy staring at my trophy. Oh, my nice trophy here. No, that's not why. I do it because I'm pushing too many other buttons. So, I appreciate it that you guys are able to do that. All right. Now, let's talk about our pickups. Did you bring any of your pickups with you?
Yes, they're right here.
Okay.
I just have to pick them up.
All right, let's go to video game pickups this week. Okay, so you go first because then I'll show my stuff because I have a video that kind of goes with my stuff.
Okay, so I went a little crazy, and a lot of my video game pickups you're gonna see in upcoming videos because I went to like 5 gaming stores or more on my birthday because I'm crazy. But I picked up a lot of toys. And
No,
stuff
Stephanie's crazy for taking you.
Yeah, she really was. But I picked this up. It's toy pickups. So this is for dinosaurs. This is Talking Baby Sinclair. We have not the mama. So this right here is like still in the original packaging. It still has the zip ties. I just have to like fix him a little because it's like a you pull the string. But it's really cool. It says like all this stuff like I'm the baby, not the mama. Just all this stuff on here. And I actually got him for like $50. So I thought that was a good deal because it comes with a box, and I've seen them at conventions go for $100 and some. And then some more toys. I actually picked up all these. These were at Five Below, and they were $3 a piece. I bought the entire display of these mutant monsters because they're just like mad balls. So, and they're actually like pretty good quality too. I feel like for like $3 a piece. So it comes with 6 different ones, and then each pack will have 12. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I kind of like those. I figured I'd get them just because I kept seeing them. So, and then this is my actual video game pickup. Ooh. This was actually sent to me. Shout out to Retro Gaming Asylum. He really did not have to do this. I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but this is the Famicom Sharp Twin Famicom. It's like the red colored one, and
it has a disc. It has a disc drive on it too.
It sure does, and he guaranteed everything works. And all that. I did not have one of these for a while until now because I could never find one for a great deal that actually worked. And then this right here, like obviously you could put the cartridges in, you could put the discs in, and then the controllers are, on here. He sent the cables and stuff too, but they're downstairs. But I'm like so thankful because this did like show up on my birthday, and that was way too nice.
Did it really?
To do that? Yeah, it was like I'm pretty sure.
Look at Jason, man. Jason.
Yeah,
taking care of you on your birthday.
He's like so nice.
Yeah, if you guys are in the Beaver Fall, PA area in Pennsylvania, you definitely need to go to Retro Gaming Asylum. Like Jason's been tremendous to us, and it's not just because he's been giving us discounts and stuff. He's just been a great friend all around.
Yeah, very knowledgeable, very helpful.
Yes.
I mean, he didn't have to send that. That's like way too nice. I'll have to make a trip out to his store and get some cool things. But I definitely need some disc games now because I don't think I have any. And
well, put Daryl on it. Daryl will find them for you.
yeah, I need some. And then I think I only have a couple Famicom games. So someone
Yep.
help me figure out where to get those.
Daryl ended up finding a bunch of Famicom games for me. He brought them. We traded at I think it was Pittsburgh, and so I needed them for my setup. So yeah, absolutely. I put Daryl on the case. He finds the stuff, man.
Super happy, super thankful. Tons of video game pickups, and then I should have a Halloween video for the Switch. So if you like those retro inspired games for the Switch, definitely check out the video tomorrow if I can get edited in time. But yeah, definitely going with that horror theme. Had the GameCube, now I'm gonna have the Switch, and just all this cool pickups. So what'd you get?
So yeah, I'm gonna show that here real quick. What is Beaver Falls near? It is near Pittsburgh. It's outside Pittsburgh by like 20 minutes, I think. So you're not in Pittsburgh, but it is near Pittsburgh. Okay, so let's start with what I picked up, and then I'll show the video to one of the games so that you guys can see it. But I managed to find these two sealed, these Evercade ones, and I got them. I got them for $24 each, where people are ridiculous on eBay selling them for like $45 to $50 for these sealed. But I guess they're out of print right now. Like, you can't buy these, like, unless you get them that way. I don't know enough about Evercade yet. I just slowly started going down the rabbit hole. But yeah, I got the Duke Nukem ones. I also ordered the Neo Geo one, which is brand new. That's really why I picked up the Evercade. But I also picked up this game. This is going to be my weekend game to play. If you've never heard of it, this game is called Remothered Tormented Fathers. This is this is kind of like a jump scare game, and I can actually show you guys a clip if you're into this type of game. Hopefully the audio is not too loud, but if you're into this type of a jump scare type of game, this is what it is for the Switch. So I don't know, what are your thoughts? Like, I saw the preview for this and I was like, dang, this looks really good. This is only the first one of it. There's actually a second one for that. So those were the two main pickups that I got this week. Oh, well, three if you want to count that. I didn't even get to play it yet. So
we got to get playing.
Oh, I just got it right before the show came on, but I figured, well, it works, so I can actually show it on the show. But the previews look really good.
Yeah, I think I saw that advertised, like the cover. I didn't really know what it was about, so it does look pretty creepy, I will say. So I'll have to check that out.
Rich Adello has some dupes. Maybe I'll have to buy some off of him.
Nice.
Of the Evercade stuff. What game was that? That was called Remothered. It's called Remothered, like remother your, like you have a mother, remothered. Tormented Fathers. Remothered Tormented Fathers. I know, it's a really weird name. But
yeah,
it looked really good, and it's for the Switch. So I want to see how it looks on the Switch too.
Mm-hmm.
So Brandy was talking about we had to find some like scary games for today. So yes. That was one. My wife likes to watch those games. We sit down and play, like with Resident Evil. We like to try to figure out the game as we're going through it. So it's a game that we can kind of play and do it like that.
Chase is over there trying to spell out the word.
Yeah, I appreciate that, because I mean it is kind of challenging, right? Remothered.
Try and say it like a couple times fast.
Yeah,
I mean, it's hard.
Well, it's Remothered Tormented Fathers. It's kind of weird. Yeah, get me a list. Yeah. Yeah, you're in my Discord, so hit me up. Yep. Or I'll hit you up.
Nice.
Cool. All right. Well, so that was what we had picked up. So now, oh, Reggie got you hooked up on Remothered? I don't remember where I seen it. You know what? You know who I saw it from? I'll tell you who I saw it from. Destination Switch. I think Marcus. I think
nice.
Marcus picked it up. Crap. Where did he pick it up at? I think at Retro Rick's. That's where I saw the game. Does that sound about? I don't know if Destination Switch is in here. Maybe he can kind of say something.
Let us know.
Yeah, but I think he did pick it up. and I saw him have it, and then somebody else had it on YouTube that I don't really often watch. It just happened to stumble on it, and I was like, maybe I'll give this game a try. I'll give it a kick. And then when I saw Marcus had it, I was like, okay, because I also have that other one, the Halloween one for the Switch with Michael Myers. It's like that 2-pack. I forget what it is. I was going to bring that over, but I haven't even played it yet. It's still in the wrapper.
You have to play that. That's in my sneak peek. That's in my 10 games for the Switch.
Yeah, I haven't gotten it out. Like I said, I don't really get into it.
It's really good. It's actually fun.
So I'll have to check that out.
I played a little bit of it. Yeah, that one's good.
All right. So now I think it's time we get into our main topic, and that is, how do you still afford retro games and video games? Like, what do you do? Like, how do we do this? So how do you want to do this? Do you want us to go, or or should we play the community response, or do we want to or do we want to mix it up? Play one community response and then we talk about it.
Do one, talk a little, play the other, talk a little.
Does that work for you guys? We'll have Mr. Awazrim. I hope we say that right. I'm just gonna call him Awaz, because there's only one Steve Waz, so we'll call him Awaz, if that works. All right. So let's play that first with our community questions. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Chris Sebastian from Play It Games, Movies, and Music, serving Central Ohio with 3 locations. You are watching Game Master.
What are your thoughts?
That's a great question. Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you.
Good evening, Walzram here. How do I still afford video games? 2 things. Be patient, and I have a max that I will pay for any game, and that max is $60. That makes it so that I can't spend, if anything's over $60, it's gone, I move on. I don't have a problem with that. But part of being patient is keeping an eye out on it, because you might find that game that's $60, $70, $80 for less than $60, and it's happened plenty of times. That's how I was able to complete the Master System set with all the games that were released in the US. If you wait and are patient, and if you can be okay with never getting that item, then there's plenty of other stuff to buy. There's plenty of other stuff to get. But, I sell games that I have duplicates of, and I started selling ones that I'm just like, I'm not going to play those ever. I don't really have any interest in it. I don't have any interest in beating it, and it's time to let them go, and hopefully they'll go to a good home. But also trading. Trading is great. I was able to get a 32X by trading a couple games. This last SIGI, I was able to take a bunch of GameCube games, and I was able to trade to get stuff that I really wanted, stuff that I've already started playing, and hopefully I'll have beat some of it before the end of the year. But I think being patient is a big thing, because if you can avoid the hype of, I gotta have it now, well, then you can wait and kind of name your own price, which is what I try to do. What's that max of $60 a game lets me do. And if I can find stuff in a big bulk lot, then the average price of every game comes down, even if there's an expensive one in it. Maybe that's just splitting hairs, but that's what I do. Put aside a little bit every week, not much, only like $10, and that's what I use to fund retro gaming.
I don't know what.
All right, so I just have to say, first and foremost, sound was cutting in and out. Well, he was outside. I just got to say, first and foremost, Awaz, you have the most epic beard. I wish I could grow one like that. I just wanted to say that first and foremost. And Brandy, a lot of his suggestions were great. Like, I love the way he's like, I don't care what it is, $60 and under. I don't care. Yep. I'm not paying more.
True to it. That's good to set boundaries, and they could be different for everyone. If you're collecting new, or if you're collecting retro, it's really good to stick to boundaries, because you don't want to quickly, go off. Like, you don't want to go over your budget. You don't want to cut into anything else. You really need to stick true to things.
Now, I want to ask anybody in the chat room, do you have a budget that you set based on Awaz? He has a budget that's set. Or do you just kind of go willy nilly? Like, you know how much you could spend, and you'll kind of, one day you'll spend this much, the next day you'll spend that much. Or is it just kind of spontaneous? Is it a spontaneous thing?
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious too if people do that. I feel like with me, I try to have goals or a budget. So typically if I go to like a game store or something, I want to get around 5 or so games, unless it's some really expensive game, then I try to like limit things.
Mm-hmm.
And then at conventions, I do the same thing. I have like a set budget. Usually I save up, I have cash. It's like set aside. It's been out of play. Like the cash is just there. And then if I sell some things at like a booth, like old toys and stuff like that, or duplicates, then I use that cash to buy things. So I won't typically buy something until something sells. So it just kind of depends, but I always thought I would never go over a certain amount, and then there's been times where, like that prototype for Sprocket Robot on Wheels, it's Rocket Robot on Wheels for the N64. I have one of 3 prototypes out there, and that I want to say was like over $3,000. And my buddy, we kind of did some sort of like, I just paid him over time, and then I ended up getting that. So that was up there.
See, you do a budget thing. I'm very impulsive.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't set myself a budget. Like when we go to a convention, I usually know how much I'm bringing as a maximum that I'll spend.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, if I go over, it's because I've seen something that like I had to get. It's the only place I could get it, and my wife's usually. I'll talk to her about it. Be like, do you care if I get this? And she's usually like, no, that's okay. But when I go out game hunting, I try, like, I think Jason said he had a $100 impulse budget. That's usually what I go with. I try not to spend more than $100 unless I'm like getting a steal. And then usually when I come home, and if it was like $140, my wife goes, you must have got a killer deal, because she knows like I don't just go and spend more than $100 when I go game hunting with my son unless there's like a mega deal.
Yep.
And a lot of times that does happen. Like the one time I got the Sega Nomad, I think I paid $275 for that. I mean, you can't pass up a Nomad for $275.
Yeah.
And then I got it recapped in an LCD screen. But a lot of the Nomads, they're going for $350, $400, even $450, depending on the condition, right? So then I usually bend the rules a little bit and kind of do that.
Yeah.
But building a collection out, let's kind of shift gears a little bit. And, that's picking stuff up. Building a collection, like I was trying to tell the young bucks that were here, I was like, listen, I built this collection over COVID and a little bit before COVID, where I was buying things at pawn shops, Goodwills, at Salvation Armies, yard sales. I was paying like $1 to $2 a game, even games that were worth like $50 to $60. That's kind of how I built my collection. Go to mom and pop shops, knowing people that are there and them giving me deals, or maybe I can trade some of my services to get games I need. Like I did a trade with Retro Gaming Asylum. He wanted a camera that I had, and I had an extra one, so I traded it, and I ended up getting a bunch of kind of like the Famicom stuff that like you just got the all-in-one system. I wanted the individual systems. So that's kind of how I built my collection without spending a ton of money. What about you? Like what would be some advice, like without having like mega rich, like you always say people think you are.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just have to be patient, because I've been in this collecting game when things were much cheaper. I mean, not the complete cheapest, because at one point they were pretty much giving away stuff, and people were finding a lot of stuff like in the trash. But with a lot of this stuff, like kiosks and displays, I've picked up things for $50, $75, $100. So when I see certain kiosks go for like $3,500 or $4,000 or $5,000, I just can't justify spending that kind of money. when I've literally gotten stuff for free out of the dumpster or, behind a business or from GameStop. So it's just, I don't know. You just have to be patient. You have to know when the right buy comes along, because if you just overspend, or you impulse buy, it's like you quickly run out of money and you quickly realize that this hobby is something that you cannot do. So a lot of this stuff, like all around the room, like in this toy collection, there was a store that was going out of business. They had 90% off everything. I got all my small soldiers from there, and I paid like pennies for those small soldier toys that are over there. And, I just had to be patient on a lot of this stuff and get it on sale, clearance, look for those deals. Same with like games, kiosks, all that. I've just had to really be patient, I would say, and then kind of know that there could be a deal out there waiting.
That's what I was going to show. I was going to show right quick. You see that Donkey Kong Bonanza from the Switch 2 standee, the little cardboard one there. You can kind of see Donkey Kong at the bottom of my broadcast booth here. Those are going for, Brandy, anywhere from $600 to $800. I've seen them for the Switch 2 things. I went into my local GameStop and I was like, how much do I have to buy here in order for you to give me that standee? He's like, do you want it? I was like, yeah. He's like, really? You want that thing? I says, does Santa wear red? And he just laughed. He's like, please just take it with you when you go and get it out of my way. I was like, are you serious? And like, I made my daughter stand there and guard it the whole time while I was shopping around, because I didn't want anybody else coming in like being like, here, like, oh, I'll take it. Like, they just gave it to me. Now I'm not going to sell it, but he gave it to me, and it's a really nice one.
And it saved you money, and
saved me money.
Patient, you waited, you didn't rush out and buy it.
Well, and that's what I'm hoping happens with a Switch kiosk. So I want one of them. You've known I wanted one of them for a long time.
Yeah.
I just can't see paying $1,000, $1,500 for a Switch kiosk when I know that some of these people are getting them for free, or they're getting them for, $200. Like, I think you even got one time, and I think I was going to pay you probably more than I would have paid anybody else because yours was in good condition. But to drive over there, pick it up, and bring it back, I was just like, well.
Yeah, it was like all bad timing.
Yeah, and at the time, you weren't going to sell it, but then you decided you were going to sell it because of job situations with Stephanie. Yeah, so it kind of, like you said, bad timing all around. But I'm trying to be patient, right? I'm trying to find.
It's tough because you want the stuff. You want to be impulsive. You want to go out there, but if you just keep waiting, I'm sure something will pop up. Whether it's from GameStop or somewhere else, or whether it's someone getting rid of it because, they're getting ready to move and they can't store it. That same thing that happened to me with that PS3 kiosk. The guy, he put it in his cellar, and then he messaged me and said, it's free if you want it. I'm moving. It needs to go. And then he ends up carrying it on out, loading up my car. I mean, I had to clean it all up, but like free for a working PS3 kiosk with a console in it.
And you had little furry friends that came with it too.
Oh yeah, the critters.
But no,
I didn't find them. I hope they weren't in there. I hope they weren't living in my car.
They're in the back of your car.
Like that.
They're like you'll see them at Christmas time. Was it the night before Christmas and the little mouse was in? Yeah. Anyways,
little mouse was nibbling on your toes.
Nibbling on it. Well, and I think a lot of people, they come into your game room, and this goes for anybody here in the chat room that's a collector, and when people see your stuff, they think you just automatically wake up one day and you've got this giant collection, right? They think that you just decided one day, well, I'm going to go out and drop 10 grand and buy all this stuff. And it's like, no, this stuff, like, you buy it here and there. In fact, I've had some folks that go to my church that know I collect games, and they brought like signs and stuff that they bought them at a place that they were at, and they're like, hey, I thought maybe you'd want this for your game room. I'm like, well, how much do I owe you? And they're like, nah, just it's yours, take it. And so, I mean, you get stuff like that, right? That, people give you, or family members, they want to get it out. And so, like, I don't know. I think a lot of people, they don't realize, Brandy, that you put hours and hours and hours in, right?
Yeah, into searching and hunting. Like, you have to put in the work. Like, I don't just wake up one day and the stuff's all there. Like, I have to look on eBay, look on Facebook Marketplace, look in the groups. I have to make those connections. I have to go all over the place. So that's kind of what we've all been talking about. Like, it just slow and steady. And then eventually this happens.
No, I agree. It's just like hunting in real life, right? You don't. It's not called killing. It's called hunting because you got to do your time, right? You got to put in your time. I say this to my kids all the time. That's why they call it fishing. It's not called catching. If it was called catching, you would catch something every time you went. It's called fishing. So you got to put your time in.
Yeah, you have to be good to do that.
Right. But I also think that, like you said, you got to do the legwork. You got to go out to these stores. You got to, like, on the weekends, I'll go out to, Goodwills, even though Goodwills have been trashed for the last year and a half. I haven't found anything good there but sports games. Like, it's just trash. And you would think you'd find, like, the sports games that are worth the money. No, they're just all just trash. Stupid. So my luck has been in pawn shops, and even those pawn shops. Now maybe I should go back out to the pawn shops now because with the government shutdown and people selling their stuff because of, it's sad, but people selling their stuff to make ends meet. Maybe there's some new stuff at the pawns. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's very possible because I went out to a video game store and that's what they told me, that there's some government workers that have lost their jobs at the moment, or they're currently not working, and they have been selling a bunch of stuff to this game store. And I'm kind of curious on how that's impacting a lot of people. Hopefully, things can get resolved with that, because it's never any fun when you don't have your job or you're not getting paid, for anything. But I am kind of curious to see if people will start seeing some deals out there, because people get into that situation where they have to sell their collection or they need some quick cash. And I've been seeing it in the groups. A lot of people have been doing like fire sales. Something has come up. They're selling a bunch of their displays and kiosks and standees real cheap. There was a guy in the group, he was selling a bunch of stuff too. So, like, I guess it just kind of depends,
How do you feel about eBay? Mr. Gretzky says, I buy too much on eBay. I am not an eBay fan when it comes to buying retro games, especially cartridge-based games, because I want to make sure if I'm buying, let me put it this way, unless it's a common game, because the chances of somebody making it brandy that is a fake game is kind of slim to none. But if I'm not going to go on eBay and buy anything higher than a $50 game, because you don't know if somebody's putting a fake chip in it.
Yeah, I mean, that's possible, but they do have a really great return policy.
Yes.
And you just have to, like, read everything and read the reviews. I buy stuff on eBay, like, every day. I have a problem. But
you buy cartridge games?
Yeah, like the Japanese N64 games.
Yeah, but they're not going to make those fake.
Yeah, they have. I've seen a few, but you have to kind of, like, read the reviews. Like, it'll be like the label or something will be off. But I have been going on there and buying a bunch of the Japanese ones because, spoiler alert, I haven't announced it yet. I think there's like 16 left. But let's just say I'm under 10 left for the worldwide set of N64 games. So stay tuned for those videos. I'm waiting for all of them to come in. But, yeah, I've also been buying on eBay stuff from the United States because I don't want to get stuck with any import fees of any kind, because it will tell you that. But you have to read the reviews. You have to look up all that. And if anything is wrong, I mean, you message a seller and you message eBay and they will take care of it, because they're very buyer happy to fix a problem and not really, like, helpful to, like, the seller on eBay.
But you know what, though?
Is if someone has a complaint.
That's a pain in the butt, because remember when I told you about what happened with my PayPal and, like, somebody hacked it, or they somehow got a hold of it and they charged $500 to my account. You know how much crap I had to go through in there? Like, they thought I was buying some kind of medical supply, and I lived in Germany and I was sending it over to Korea. Like, I don't know. That just scares me about the repro population on eBay. I see it on Facebook Marketplace. I've already met up with a guy that was selling an NES Samson. He wanted $35 for it. I went and met up with him because I was just going to buy it as a second one. I was like, oh, what the heck? The picture he showed was legit. It was a legit Samson, but that was not the cartridge that he had. So he hands it to me, and I'm looking at it like, this is fake. I didn't even need to open it. I told him it's fake, and he's like, no, it's not. I said, it's a repro. Look at the back. It's a totally different. It was a lighter gray label on the back. The imprint wasn't. You know how like they do that stamp on the back where they stamp it right on that label? That wasn't on there. And if you looked at the Nintendo seal of quality, it just said Nintendo seal. It didn't say seal of quality. So there was a lot of givens with it.
Yeah, most of the time I can tell from a picture. Like when I went out to those stores that I got shut down in Maryland that sold all fake cartridge games, you know, I could just immediately tell. I didn't even have to have them open up the cases. Like you could just tell. The stuff's glossy, it's shiny, the colors are off. Sometimes they're darker, sometimes they're lighter. It looks too clean. Even like the plastic and stuff doesn't look the best. But if they are going to sell repros, like clearly indicate them and don't charge authentic prices for them. But eBay is pretty good because it says like only authentic, and occasionally, since I'm part of like a mod or something and I run the N64 super group that has like a whole bunch of people in it on Facebook, we share that E3 Nintendo 64 controller. People try to reproduce that and they try to make repros of it, and then they sell it for crazy prices, and then we all have to go report it on eBay. But you know, they are pretty good about that stuff.
Oh, you're special. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff coming in here. If you guys have not, if you're watching this or listening to this on the podcast, I gotta always remember to do this. If you're listening to us on the podcast and you're like, man, what are they talking to? We have a live chat room every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. These guys are in for the long haul. Sometimes we go an hour and a half. Rarely do we go 2 hours, but we're pretty consistent, I would say, at an hour and a half to an hour 40 minutes. We have a chat room here, and I always refer to it as my second brain, because a lot of times
should be your first.
A lot of times, a lot of times they come up with the answer without me having to come up with the answer, or they know the answer that I don't know, which is awesome. So if you ever want to be a part of the community, we have a bunch of people that come out. They're in here every week religiously for the last 20 episodes, Brandy. And don't be a stranger. Stop by. I know some people can't, but it's always a good time. These guys have a lot of good information. That's why I always try to pull it up on the video. So if you watch the video, you can kind of see it. I know she always roasts me. That's what else is new. See what I mean?
You did. You set yourself up for that one.
I did set myself up.
Yeah. So if you're listening, you could come over and watch because it's even more fun when you get to see his face when we react to this stuff.
Or you can watch the YouTube video.
You gotta really see it.
Either way, if you go to the game,
you gotta experience it.
If you're not a podcast subscriber and you want to be a podcast subscriber, because it does help us, you can go to thegamemasters.podbean.com and you could subscribe to the podcast on any of the wonderful platforms that you like, whether it's iHeartRadio, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Pandora, Spotify, you name it, it's there. You can pick it up and you can listen to us ad nauseum. You just could do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're pretty good. We get the podcast up literally right after the show's over. So you'll have a fresh one in there. So like if you missed some of it and you want to listen to it tomorrow on your way to work, well, you can do that. Or if you have to go to bed, I don't know how you can sleep with a riveting show like this, but you have to. I know Brandy's voice will put you to sleep. Or
if you need something.
Oh.
Yeah, if you need something to put you to sleep,
Brandy's
you can just
voice.
listen to us.
Yeah.
Soothing voice here.
Oh,
never been
soothing
complained about
voice.
Before, ever.
Yeah.
Ever in my chat.
All
I've
right.
never been complained on about my voice. But yeah, you guys can listen to this and just fall asleep because of how boring it is, and
But we never talk about the podcast. I feel like a lot of people don't know that there's an actual. We do have listeners that are just on the podcast. So we want to make sure those of you, we appreciate you guys that are listening. But if you want to come and see the real fun, Chase gets everybody riled up in the chat room, and Daryl's in there. I mean, there's a bunch of people in here having a good time. We always have a good time. Now, Brandy, what do you say we listen to our second video Mondane? Is that is Mondane Designs? Is that
Mundane Designs.
Okay, let's see what he has. Let's see if he's got some good advice.
So here I am in the game room, and it's Wednesday, and you guys assign me more homework. So how do I balance my adult life and my gaming life? Well, honestly, I pay bills first, and I play games second. The big thing for me is that I had one big purchase. It was back in 2016. Didn't have a lot of money back then, but I saw a deal on Etsy for about $500 for both of the Lunar games on Sega CD. I knew my wife was not going to be happy about it, but she did know the story that I had been collecting working designs since, oh goodness gracious, I want to say 1996. So, you know, this is a lifelong goal for me, and while she was a little upset about it, she basically chalked it up to me buying myself a birthday present and stuff. I did eventually talk the guy down to $275 for both of the Lunar games on Sega CD, but, you know, that was the big purchase that would have gotten me in trouble with my significant other. All of my other purchases that were larger before that for games, I hadn't met my wife back then, and I'm pretty sure she probably wouldn't have liked me getting the Neo Geo.
Yeah, you do. All right. What did you think of Mundane Designs' thoughts? The way he does things.
Yeah, I mean, we all do have to be responsible. So I feel like just mentioning, just mentioning some key things like that. Obviously, we have bills, we have families, we have, things like that. So it's always good to have that stuff first before, you jump to just buying games, buying toys, and all of that. And you just have to be patient. Like he said, too, like in the chat, he's been collecting since like the 90s. So it just, everyone's a little bit different. And that's a very important thing, too. You cannot compare yourself to others.
Right.
Because a lot of people will do that. They go in the chats, we look at game rooms, we look at this, we look at that. And we always think, oh, I wish I could have all that stuff. Really wish I could have a collection like that. I wish I had more room. I wish I had more this. Everyone's like that. You could look at someone, going to work and you see a car and you go, man, I wish I had a better car. I wish I was a little bit taller. It's just, you see that stuff, and that's kind of how you go. So you just have to be patient and not always.
Well, and don't always think because somebody's a collector that, because we're talking about getting these high-priced games, that we just want them to flex. I saw a comment last week about that, and I was just like, I had to think about that for a second, because I know there are some collectors out there that do buy things like this for a flex. I could say for us, because I know Brandy and she knows how I am, I'm not buying this to flex, if you will, as a lot of people do it. I'm buying it legitimately because I want to finish the collection if they are an expensive game, or it's something that I've always wanted to have, not necessarily as a flex. So I think always assuming if somebody's just flexing when they have pricey things in their collection. Like, I've known Brandy for, a couple of years now, and never once has she flexed her complete North American NES or excuse me, N64 set, where she has every piece of hardware and software that's ever come out for that. She just, you know what I mean? Like, she just, hey, I wanted it, I got it, and I have it. Do you agree? I mean, there are people out there that do it, but I think collectors genuinely don't do that.
Yeah, I think there's like some people, like obviously there's some people that brag about things, but then there's some people that are just proud about things. I think there's a difference.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Like if I didn't like the stuff and it wasn't like the very first system that I played and it didn't have that nostalgia and it wasn't like my home console or something like that I got back in the day, like when I was a kid, it's like maybe I would be one of those people that just kind of got the stuff but didn't care. But since I do care about the stuff, I feel like it's different. It's like a prideful thing and like you're excited and you're proud of it and you appreciate the stuff.
But it's okay to be proud of it.
Like I'm not like I'm not out there like, oh, I've never played this or I've never had this, but I'm just gonna do it just so no one else can. Like that doesn't really exist a lot in like the collectors. I mean, it might exist with some people because some people are only in it for, whatever. But I feel like us and who we align with, I feel like it's a lot of people who are very passionate. And like if this market were to crash tomorrow and everything was cheap, I would still continue buying stuff.
Agreed.
Because I enjoy it.
Agreed.
I wouldn't be heartbroken that the stuff has no value. Because one, I didn't spend as much on some of the stuff, and two, it's not about that. If it was about the money, I would have sold everything during the pandemic because the prices were so high. I could have got so much more stuff if I sold stuff, but I love the stuff. I get attached to the stuff. Like, I like this stuff.
Well,
it makes me happy.
somebody said to me, when I first started doing these live shows and podcasts and things like that, because everybody wants to talk about monetization. Oh, you got a podcast, you got a YouTube channel, you got to monetize it, you got to make money off of it, right? You have all this equipment. And the reality is, somebody said that, would you still do a live show, a podcast, a vodcast, whatever you want to call it? Would you still do it if you weren't making any money and if only 10 people were watching? And I said, yes. And they said, that's how you know you love and have passion for it. Well, exactly. I mean,
I feel like that's now.
But
there's like 10 people watching. We don't make any money.
But here
we are.
But the story of how I started, though. When I was in the tech space and I rose to that, I was up, 85,000 subscribers. I did all that. I've been there, done that. And I was making money on it. I had sponsors. I was making like $6,000-$7,000 a month from GoDaddy. I have the 1099s to prove it. One year I cleared almost $65,000 just in GoDaddy advertising revenue for selling their .coms. I paid. I had 2 people doing a show with me here. They did their own shows. I produced it. They were making a living off of that for almost a year and a half. So my point in that is like, somebody said, well, would you do this if you weren't getting paid? And like you said, we're doing that now. We're not getting paid. But we're doing it for the simple passion. That's how you could tell the difference between somebody. It's like what you just said. Would you go out if the market crashed and buy all this stuff? Yeah, absolutely. I'd still do it because it's fun. That's why we do it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the Jean-Claude Van Damme's ones, those were the ones that we had. We played a lot of that and Kirkpatrick ones. We played a lot of those. So 99cent.com domain. Every time we sold one, we got $20. So
wow.
We need a sponsor like that, Brandy. Why didn't you get us a sponsor like that?
If there are any sponsors out there, we would gladly love to have some sponsors. Is that how you do that? I don't know.
Well, and Richadello is saying, plus you build a community. Steven or Side Family. That's why I appreciate these shows. Yeah, you got to build a community. If you don't have a community, the shows are worthless. Really, I mean, these guys. I mean, Brandy, your people that come into your chat room. That's why we stream to both channels because. For at least from my side, it's not about the views when it comes to this live show. It's like they're going to see me whether I'm on your channel or they're on my channel. It doesn't matter. It's about getting the most eyeballs on the podcast as possible, because like he's saying, it's broken, right? So we want your audience who comes to your channel to see it, and my audience who come to my channel to see it, so we can bring everybody together and do that. Well, sometimes people just want to do it for the money or the fame or whatever it is. And I think if you're in the collecting space and you're doing it for those reasons, you know, it's like anything else, it's going to catch up to you. And what I mean by that is, like, you're going to get to the point where you're just going to get burned out. You're going to start creating content. You're going to start deviating away from the thing that made you popular on YouTube. You're going to create other channels. You're going to get other quote unquote, I mean, it's okay to have other interests, but what I mean is, like, you're going to make those interests a priority where you start doing content around them. Like, I have other interests. Like, you guys know, I hunt, I fish. I have a channel about all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't put a lot of emphasis into that channel because it's an outlet. Yeah, you hunt games. So,
yeah.
I don't put a lot of emphasis into it, Brandy, because this is the important channel, right? Like, it's that was more like just an outlet for me to do something, right? That there's no timeline, whatever. And I think the people that are passionate about it, they're putting out the content on YouTube. You know, right?
No, I definitely agree. And I feel like that's kind of how you have to be. Like, you can't always look at it for what you're getting out of things. Like, you just have to be happy with it at the end of the day, and you have to be able to sleep well at night. Like, as long as you know that you did it your way and where it's like beneficial, and you know, you're not just like using or abusing or whatever. Like, I feel like as long as you're doing things with good intentions and you're enjoying it, then just go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be happy doing what you're doing. And my kids get into it. They love my son especially. He loves going game hunting with me. You know, like, I'll say to him, "Oh, do you think we should hit this store up?" He's like, "I don't know, it was trashy the last couple times." And I'll be like, "Oh, you never know. That's the time when it could be good." And we go there, and he's like, "See, I told you it was going to be trashy." And I was like, "Man, maybe I should have listened to him." But that's the kind of thing, like, when you go to conventions, he'll be like, Dad, look, I found this. It's only this amount of money. And then, like, he's learned. He knows what the prices and the values are of things. And that's kind of cool, having another set of eyes walking with you, you know, knowing what the stuff costs to help you add to your collection, right?
Yeah, I'm still working on that with a certain person. She doesn't have that same eye, and she passes over things, so still working on that.
Isn't she still think that Paperboy's a shooter?
Oh no, it's Pikmin. She thought it was like Call of Duty.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Pikmin's like Call of Duty. She thought it was a first-person shooter. Oh.
Yeah, and don't get her started on the Airbender, and she thinks it's Naruto.
Oh, Naruto.
With a twist of something else. You should have heard her one day. She was like going off, and I was like, and what is that? The Airbender. No, okay.
I'm surprised she knows that Naruto. I'm surprised she knows the Airbender.
I think her brothers.
Oh, okay. I'd play Pikmin FPS. So would Stephanie, apparently.
Wouldn't that be interesting? See, these are all like $1 million ideas here. So
yeah,
if anyone could like mod that, make that, I'm sure that would be a really fun.
We need a chat room topic for next week's podcast. If anybody has any ideas in the chat room that you would love us to discuss, or even get you guys, the community, involved in it. And I know our guy Mundane Designs, he was pretty upset that he had homework to do, but you know what? We enjoyed your video.
He's been doing great.
Everybody enjoyed your video.
Back-to-back videos.
We love giving out the homework because it makes you guys get engaged with the content, and we like showcasing what you know others' thoughts.
Yeah, we do have a really important one coming up around Thanksgiving as well. So we do have a really fun podcast. So you do want to stay tuned for that.
We do?
Yeah, remember what I sent you when I was having a epiphany?
You might have to resend it because I've slept since then.
It's okay. I know, probably.
It probably got lost in the shuffles, but there was job losses there was conventions there was car accidents there, and there's a lot of crazy stuff going on there. So it probably got lost in the shuffle. Crazy controllers.
Yeah. So if anyone has any, it would be cool to see if anyone has any crazy controllers to send in.
Let's do that. Let's go through our stuff and let's talk about the craziest. What if we did this next week? This is your homework. Let's you and I rank our best 5 controllers. Let's talk about crazy controllers. We'll use that as a title. And then everybody come with your 5 best controllers. We want you to send us a video because I'd love to play it where you show the controller if you have it. Tell us the 5 favorite because everybody's is going to be different. Everybody's 5 controllers are going to be different. I think that would be epic. You could talk. We could talk about the power of
stuff.
Well, you got to. Put it in order. What you would think is the 5 best controllers in your opinion, and I'll do the same.
Best or craziest? Because craziest are going to be ones that are.
Oh yeah, craziest. Yeah, no, craziest.
Controllers with a story.
But controllers with a story. There you go. Let's do that.
We could even do like crazy things in your collection. We could do like controllers. We could do like.
Yeah, but I think we could spend a whole episode just on, especially if people send in videos. We could spend a whole episode just on controls. Yeah. Do you know how many crazy controllers there are out there?
There's that many. Maybe there are. Maybe I have a bunch in my basement. I have to do some homework too.
Or failed and non-functional controllers that were not usable. You know, like the U-Force. The U-Force was functional, sort of, kind of. That's a controller.
Yeah, mine's in a box.
The trackpad. We could do craziest. Our favorite and craziest.
Have a couple.
What if we did that? Our favorite and craziest controllers.
Well, everyone's favorite controller is the Nintendo 64 controller because it just felt
That's
so
okay,
great
but how does
it? Of your hand.
But how does it rank? But how do they rank? That's what I want. That's what I want. Are you guys willing to send in some videos if we do it on the controllers? Oh, the chainsaw one's not bad.
We need people to send in stuff.
Yeah, we got to see some.
Yeah, I do have the chainsaw one.
Well, you're gonna have different controllers that I won't have. Because even if they don't make the list,
I'll only count that as one though.
If they don't make the list, Brandy, just bring it up with you so you can show it there and tell a little story about it, like what you used it on.
I'll probably do like a video clip of a few in the basement that are bulkier, and then I'll bring some up.
Like, I mean, think about it. The Typing of the Dead.
You guys,
like a keyboard controller.
There's a lot. There's some weird PlayStation ones.
There's
I have the full set of a certain one. I'll have to
Okay.
I might just use an old clip of that.
Yeah, listen, I don't care if you guys are out walking and you want just like Awaz was. Just do it. Send us a clip. Tell us your top 5. If you have the controllers, that's even better. The craziest ones that you want, just show them. Because some of these ones I probably have never seen before.
And you don't have to do 5 if you don't feel pressured. Yeah. You could just do like 1 or 2. That's all, and you don't have to make it high movie quality. If there's some dead space, I can crop some things and put it in the right format, and I could put a little logo or something. You can introduce yourself too and say what your channel name is. We're also here to help you guys. So
help promote your channel.
Whatever you guys want to do, just do that. Don't feel pressured or anything like that. But if you guys just want to do something little and then just send it, you don't even have to send it through email if that's too complicated. You could just send it right through a messenger or text message or whatever. Just whatever's easy. No pressure.
I think people like to see that.
Crazy wacky things going.
People like to see it.
Yeah, because it's like a little break in between our heavy hitting. Questions. It's like a fun little light and airy episode. I think that'll be a good one.
Well, and here's the other thing, right? Richard Dello has a list there. He said that's a cool little list. Here's the thing, okay? We're not like your typical gaming podcast. We don't just sit here and tell the news. We tell a little bit of the news that we think is worth it. We don't spend all the time on it. We have a lot of different segments, and we like to keep it different from other podcasts where, we can have some just like this. We're talking about how to build your collection. How do you do it without spending a lot of money, or how do you still afford it? Now we're going to talk about some controllers. We're doing some things outside the box. That's what we're trying to do. And so anything you guys can get involved in.
The bobblehead episode.
No, I think you're going to do that solo.
Yeah, I am, but I still can't wait for that episode. Whenever that happens, you'll have to get some more bobbleheads. I'll get more bobbleheads.
I do have a bobblehead. You gave me that Mario one. I have that Mario bobblehead over there. Remember?
Well, good. We could just do a whole episode. You'll show the Mario one,
and then we could do a whole episode on video game trophies. Like the one I have. Where's your trophy? Where's your trophy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Just on that note, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. Hopefully, I'll have a video for us by the end of the week. Brandy, what do you got going on?
Stay tuned on my channel. It's spooky season. I just did 20 horror games on the Nintendo GameCube, so check out that video. And then tomorrow, I'm hoping I should have 10 retro-inspired horror Switch games. So that should be coming out. And then, of course, I have tons of pickups. I have bobbleheads. I have everything else going on.
One of them I inspired because she wrote the game down that I used today.
Yeah. Not for this video, but for upcoming video.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. And I'm going to try to get a video. I'm going to try to get a long form video out by Friday, if not over the weekend. I'm going to try. It's been a crazy week. I'm going to try to get one out for the Evercade. Show a little bit about that, what I got for it. I know I did a short on it. Maybe I'll do that or something else. I don't know. There'll be something coming down the pipe for it. But yeah, another Wednesday in the can. 20 episodes deep. I love it. So, should we just send them on? All right, guys. Until next time.
Yeah, I guess.
Goodbye. Farewell. See you later. Oh, that was a good show. That was a long show. What are you doing here? The show's over. What are you doing? Go away. What are you doing? Do you see this? Look.
What are you doing there?
Why are you here? The show is over. Go home.
Go
Get lost.
Oh my gosh. In our house?
Yeah. Go away.